Gus S requested a video on NF Blast Demon. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to cover what NF Blast is and how people with NF Blast in a demon state, whether that be in your third animal or fourth animal, on how to practice it and improve it. So these four types have NF Blast in a demon state, most likely. So the INFJ, they usually have it in a savior state, but if they are the jumper type, then they might have NF Blast in the demon state or even fourth. Many ESTPs and ISTPs have NF Blast last, and ENFJs can have NF Blast last if they are the jumper kind, with FE and SE in their savior state. Before we talk about what NF Blast is, we must dissect what is in NF Blast, and they are two different functions that make up NF Blast. The first one is Introverted Intuition, and Introverted Intuition is an organizing function. It is organizing ideas and concepts. Ideas are personal. It is pattern and conceptual memory. It's also future planning. It rejects new and focuses on the old. It builds on existing ideas and concepts, building abstract systems. And those with introverted intuition have a narrowed focus and interest. Extroverted feeling is the second component of NF Blast, and it is a tribe function. It focuses on tribe values. Emotions are not personal to them, and they like sharing emotions. It's being socially acceptable. They focus on harmony over authenticity, and if you are feeling good, then it works. So as you can see with extroverted feeling, there's a whole span of tribe values, and if you have extroverted feeling, then you tend to adhere to the tribe values instead of just having that self-values that people with introvert feeling have. So what is NF Blast? As mentioned, it's a combination between your NI and your FE. It is an extroverted animal, and it is used to get started. It's teaching known information, concepts, and ideas to the tribe. It's controlling or guiding the tribe to behave a certain way. It's bragging. It's also what's the point, which I'll cover into more detail as we go along in this video. It's teaching the tribe about mental health. It's teaching the tribe to focus on what matters most. It's inspiring and motivating the tribe. And it's teaching the tribe on what they should value. So how do you use NF Blast? Well, it's very important to look at the ST and NF axis. So what you want to do with NF Blast is you want to figure out what the pattern is after gathering the SF and the ST and then distill them into what is important in the bigger scope of things. Because a lot of times people take the time to gather the ST and the SF, you know, what's cool and getting the numbers, but really sometimes what is the point? Like you're doing all this gathering, but what is the point at the end of the day? What are you really trying to achieve? Now, I want to use Conor McGregor as an example of someone that has NF Blast last, and yet he is someone that really used it and made it happen. And because of this, he became the first ever MMA fighter to hold two belts at two weight classes simultaneously, and he credits his success to the secret, which is a very NF concept.
So my sister, when I was a young kid at around 15 years of age, unsure where I was going, came to me with a book, The Secret, and preaching the law of attraction. And I was like, stop, get away from me. I'm only a young kid. I didn't care about that. I wanted to just go out and play. You know, I wasn't interested. I was almost laughing at it. But then she kept on me with it, and I eventually watched a movie on it and read some books on it. And then it started to resonate with me, like to keep positive and have belief in where you're going. And you're able to, you can almost visually create your entire world. No, not almost. You actually can.
Yes.
You can. And then I was like, I'm going to do that, and I will do that. And then that's when I began to practice it. I practice it. We used to drive, my girlfriend, we used to drive to a food place in like a shopping mall in Ireland, and it was a very busy shopping mall. And I would practice like little parts of it. Like when we were driving into the shopping mall, the car park, I would always visualize that the car park space right at the front door would be empty for me, waiting for us to pull up. Yeah. And sometimes I'd get it and sometimes I wouldn't get it. You know, but when I got it, I'd celebrate it like I just won my double world title. You know, when I kept building on that and I got better at it and I became so damn good at it that I was able to go into bouts against undefeated fighters for not defeated for over 10 years, or, you know, people with insane fighting legacies. And I was able to go in front of the world and tell the world, I'm going to knock this man out with this exact shot at this exact time. And I done it back to back to back. And
So you'd visualize it,
I
you'd see it, you'd
visualize
feel
it.
it, you'd tell everybody.
I tell everyone. I think that's a very important thing.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to keep it all in, but you're not
on the line then.
All in is a term I like to use in my ventures. All in. We've got to be all in on our ventures. I am all in on my whiskey. I'm all in on my clothing, my fitness regime, the McGregor Fast program. I am all in on the fight game. I just want my worth. You know, there's a lot of politics in the game. The fight game is full of sharks, but I'm the whale. So I want what's mine, and that's what I'm going to get what I deserve.
So how do you practice NF Blast? The first thing you want to do is find an area in your life to focus on that you want to help the tribe with. So for example, you can be involved in health, fitness, nutrition, sports, entrepreneurship, spirituality, or dating. So not all of them, obviously, but pick one that resonates with you. And then you want to become a coach, a mentor, teacher, or leader to the tribe of your chosen area. And then from there, you want to inspire and motivate the tribe to behave a certain way to achieve their goals. You also want to teach the tribe on what they should really value instead of the small details that are not that important. And it's also important to remind the tribe what's important in life instead of obsessing over gathering things that won't bring them long-term happiness. So oftentimes, you see a lot of people who are rich, but they are so unhappy. Yet you have this hippie person who seems to be so chill and so happy in their life. And what is happening here? Well, Gary Vee talks about it into more detail, who I will talk about in just a second. But the guy on the left here, he has everything that you could ever want in the material world. He has a nice car, lots of money, he has a nice mansion, but yet he doesn't feel fulfilled. Something is wrong, right? I mean, maybe in public, he's so happy and he's gallivanting, showing off his stuff. But in private, he's probably dying inside. The person on the right looks more fulfilled, right? Maybe takes the time to spend time with friends, help the elderly, take time to meditate, spend time in nature. So really focusing on things that really matters most in life, which is helping others, spending time with people that you care about the most, and spending time working and doing things that you're passionate about. So I want to wrap this up with Gary Vee just talking about people who are obsessing over money instead of happiness. And this is a very good NF concept that he is blasting here, where you should not be chasing the money, you should be chasing happiness and doing things that makes you happy, because doing things that makes you happy can oftentimes actually bring you money, especially if you're not just doing it to make yourself happy, but you're also helping people with that area that you're passionate about.